and gentlemen, it's me, HitsRPride, and today we are going to see the new update that Mech has got. You might be asking me why it took me so long to just post another video of chess in general, because recently I don't know, done some status videos and stuff, but that's not why we're here, okay? It might have took long, but it was really worth the wait, because this update here had a lot of stuff right here, okay? There is like 3 new factions, like there was in the thumbnail, okay? So I'm gonna put this open, and there is also new settings. Before we go into the factions, there is new settings. Of course, I didn't put it on full screen because I don't want my desktop to just appear under and just edit the video, but that's alright. There will also be some really bad bugs that I will mention, but they're not so bad. But I'm gonna mention that later, okay? Or maybe in the middle of the thing. So first faction to see here is Tengu, okay? I'm gonna put center. So some factions changed it and some didn't really change it. I mean, that's completely the thing, right? So let's I'm gonna play against myself because yes. I forgot to put a coordinate. Wait, excuse me. Let me go back to let me go back to the configurations. Yeah, I'm gonna put the flipboard on just for you to see the bug. More letters. Yes. Red eyes. Oh yeah, the thing about black units is that you can only have black units on mirror, or you can always make them be black. So, for example, I'm gonna put on mirror. Let's just say, and you to put different factions. They're not gonna. Neither of them are gonna be black tuned. Neither of them. Now, if you just put always black in the verses, it's gonna be black tinged, okay? It's gonna wait, I'm choosing the wrong. It's always gonna be black covered. Like, it doesn't matter which faction you do, it will be more put it to black. But I mostly prefer it to be the mirror, even if there is some colors a little bit look at each other, because they are not so similar. Like these ones, for example, completely different greens, visibly different greens. But alright. So where we was? We were going to test Tengu, right? So the bug that I wanted to mention here, there is flipboard, yeah. The bug that I want to mention here, that some people notice it on the MechChess Discord server, is that when the board is flipped, the letters and the numbers don't change of play. It's literally like you picked all the pieces and reversed them. You didn't like rotate the board correctly. It's like as you can see, this was supposed to be pawn e4 because it was in the perspective of the first player. I don't know if this happens because of the black units thing, but I don't think so. I'm gonna test it later. But in the other people's vision, of the opponent's vision, in this case black, see this as pawn d5, which is really weird because d5 was supposed to be this. You already understood what I mean here. So that's why I put the coordinates. Now you can already change the black units here if you want. Okay, now it seems like it worked. Okay, it didn't work. See, it's the same numbers, but it's the same numbers and coordinates, but the pieces flips. That's the problem. All right. You can always go back. I'm gonna put back to mirror. Because if it's the same faction, it will not be just the same color. It's gonna have a black division. So anyway, Certus didn't change it like almost nothing. Okay, only the descriptions a little bit, but it's pretty much the same thing. The castling bug with the chief drag doesn't happen anymore. And the only thing that changed in the entire Centaur's faction, except for the descriptions, is that you can now do something like this. You can Like if there is a pawn 2 squares away, you can just push it 1 square away by putting your pawn in the same place that it was. It's like a capture, but don't capture it. It's the only chain that has here. Now, something cool about this hawk board here. I'm just gonna play this for some reason. The hawk. You might be wondering, like, this faction is about reacting to threats, alright? This faction here simply reacts to threats. What do you mean by that? If you attack this with a pawn type unit, it can simply move to any of the corners. It doesn't matter if it's this or this. Like, it's for these corners. If a pawn could, like, is in this place, even if it's pinned. So let's take an example here. I don't know. Let's put like even if it's pinned, it's still gonna, this ability is still gonna work because the threats are not really like legal threats, if you know what I mean. So let's say for example this. I'm just gonna move my Kensei here. Alright? Ignore that I'm just moving the king. So if something like this happens, I'm just gonna castle, pretend that none of this is true. Then I'm just gonna move here. I'm gonna move this one. Like, even if you cannot legally take this piece because it's gonna take the king, you can still use this ability. So this faction is about reacting to threats, and when a threat is created within them, they can do something different about it. Okay. So even if you cannot take this, it still feels stranded. Because the pawn is looking at him. Because he can capture it. Let's go all the way back. Just to show the abilities. So the hawk is simply like this. Diagonal 4. I do really like this faction. I mean, Popo pretty much loves this faction. Not just because of its words, but also because of this reaction to threats. Okay? Yes. So you can pretty much. So what does this guy do? When something attacks him, let's say like this for example, you can pretty much teleport behind the piece that can, like, is aiming at him. You can see that this is yellow because this is a part of his special ability. I'm gonna pick something much farther, like even if the bishop is, for example, here, you can move here or here, but you cannot do this as a capture, okay? Because in the description it says passive leap, like you cannot do a capture, I guess. Let me put this one here. You cannot take this because it's a passive move. Okay, it's either in front or behind you if the piece is attacking your crown. And another interesting piece here from the Tengu is this guy here, the Kensei. So it doesn't matter if it's a horse or a queen or whatever this is, whatever is gonna attack him, he will be able to leap capture the piece that is attacking him. Literally, you can literally leap capture the piece that is attacking, aiming at your Kensei. You can literally do that. And even if it's just like a rook type, it's because it's gonna have a bigger range. And it could be pretty useful against like long-ranged like humans, because humans is pretty much common standard chess. And there is a funny piece in the Tengu, like I'm just gonna go with my king forward, but I can't do that right now. I don't know. Going all the way back, right here. I'm just gonna put the rook up. Do the same thing with the king. So the one thing about this piece, like the funny thing about this rook is that, let's just say put here, you cannot put your king to attack this. Like you literally cannot move passively to one square diagonal of the rook, and you cannot either move like this, of course, because it's gonna be attacked. But you cannot also go here to attack this temple, okay? But you can still go here if there is a piece that you can take here. So, for example, here, the king will still be able to go into the diagonal of this piece because it's a capture, okay? But you still cannot go here because of the ability of Sacred Wind. So it's a pretty simple faction. I mean, not so simple because of these corner talon threats and stuff. Even it's not a legal move, but you get it. You get the concept, okay? And yeah, centers didn't change it almost nothing. So it's pretty much like that. There's $3. Okay. Now let's go to the demons and genies, okay? Genies changed a lot, okay? I'm gonna tell all of their abilities, and then afterwards I'm gonna rate them, okay? For now, I'm just telling the changes they have here. So let's take a look here. So everyone is pretty much the same, except that Vizier and Sphinx are range 3. I mean, putting the Vizier on range 3 only was forgivable, because the Vizier was a pretty powerful bishop. But the Sphinx, like both pieces in range 3 was just not forgivable for me. Like if you wanted to nerf a piece, you didn't need to nerf the other, because the Vizier was so strong. The Vizier was literally so strong that you could literally like occupy all of this and this, which was really powerful. But now it's medium. I mean, it's fine, but you didn't need it to nerf the Sphinx together with the Vizier, because the most powerful thing, like, you could either have nerfed the Vizier or the Sphinx, but you didn't need it to nerf both of them. You really didn't need it to do that, okay? It's pretty much the same thing. Now let's talk about the demons. So the demons changed like a lot. Principally the queen. You're gonna already see why. So considering that you can still, so the imp can still do that pretty weird movement that they showed in the other update, but this time it moves backwards as a diagonal instead. What do I mean by that? Let's just go here. Okay. Look at this now. Excuse me. So in this illustration here of the split rune, the gray is passive. It's a passive movement, and in the so you can basically move 2 squares behind as a diagonal move, but diagonal 3 behind if it's a passive move, right? And if you move here, like, you cannot go here because there is a piece here. But let's pretend that it's not here, like move here. It can go in there, okay? So the thing about demons is symmetric. They also, oh my god, what the heck? Why is this called rock? Wasn't it Phoenix? Okay, that's really weird. I swear to god that when I see this update, I didn't knew that it was literally going to be named rock. I don't know if this is a bug or if it's actually the name of the bird here from the demons. They nerfed lots of pieces here. I mean, there was extremely powerful, at the point of the genies being just standing behind, but now it's fixed. But alright, so frontwards it can go like this, like a normal move, but a little way passive here, and passive 3 squares behind, but 2 squares normally diagonally. It's the split room. The gray is just passive and the white is normal move. It's funny, this movement here is funny. Now going to the Phoenix, it's a little more complicated because these things behind the Phoenix in the illustration are not leaps. As you can see, he cannot move here because it's a rook movement to behind, and it's straight, as you can see, and it's called blade room, right? And as you can see, it cannot really jump back, right? So it's a pretty weird bird knight, okay? And this guy, he didn't change it much, except that he cannot move passively 2 squares diagonal like before, because that was just too OP, okay? Like the previous demons. So let's take a look at one thing here. This guy here, the Demon's Queen, he was so nerfed that I think that he's the worst queen of all queens, like the worst queen of the game, because the charge room is pretty much surround 3, like this, in front, and he can passively leap like this, which is really funny, considering that it's passive move, of course. But in the behind, like the rest of the movements, except for behind it, it's only 1 square of surround. That's why it's considered surround 1, because it can do this. But in front of him, he can do this, 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 passive leaps, and that's it. It is more focused on the front than behind, as you can already saw. Because in front he's much more powerful, but behind he's a little weak. I mean, all pieces are a little bit like that. Even this guy as well, because behind it's just a normal rook move, and a little more passive to the behind. And the king just didn't really change anything. So they got really nerfed. Yeah, this fork rune, you really don't want to see how this works, so let's go take a look at this. Go here. Look how disgraceful this fork rune is. He can literally move here and then here. It's just so... oh my god, I don't even know how to describe this. It's so hard to see something like this. Alright? Look at the disgraceful movement that this guy has. It literally looks like a 4-2 leap. It literally looks like that. Okay? A 4-1 leap. But it's just this in a straight line, okay? Because he cannot really leap over anything. And, okay. So let's go to the next one. Angels and Cthulhu changed it completely, okay? No, Cthulhu didn't change it much. But Angels changed it completely. Like, Angels changed it so completely that it's a whole new faction. Okay? They literally rebranded the whole faction except for the Zealot. Zealot didn't change it much. But still. Okay, so first thing we wanna see here is that Zealot is pretty much the same thing. Except that his ability is now works behind and in front of him instead. That's pretty funny. Now, as you can already notice, the Zealot is not being protected by the shield anymore. Because the shield is now immune to pawn type. As you can see, he cannot capture the shield. Because the shield is literally immune to pawn type units, okay? The pawn type units will not be able and cannot ever, never, ever capture the angel queen. I personally didn't like this piece, but it's right. I mean, it's a creative thing, but I didn't really like this, but at least it's creative, right? Because at least you have a little bit of protection around here. Okay? So let's go. Oh my god. So let's go back here. The mana kill was 8 MP for a kill, but now it's 10. Okay? Now it's 10. And now it's 10. So the throne here, he now changed it, okay? He now changed it. Why? Let me show you. Let me show you why. So the thing about the throne is that it isn't the same anymore. Now, it's literally the same as the old Banshee, the old Banshee ability. Because instead of only being able to capture this, you can capture anything that is 1 square away. Of course, you cannot capture like this because it's a bishop move. But you know what I mean. But it doesn't need to necessarily attack the throne to like. I mean, I prefer the old ability of the throne, but it was a little bit a rule breaker to the Tengu. Like the faction that I showed it on the other game, the other time. So going back, as you can see, the ear here was pretty much still affected, even if he couldn't attack the throne. That's pretty funny. Look at this. See, he cannot capture anything. He cannot even capture this. But alright. Now the thing that I want to show you is that. The tube, it's the same thing. The wing is the same thing. The heart here is not like that trash copying the human queen's power anymore. Because now you can pretty much put passively a piece for 10 MP, right? Capitalism, okay? So let's take this as an example. And now you can literally put any of your pieces, like teleport literally any of the pieces behind the heart, organ shift, and it costs 10 MP, alright? Any of them can literally go here, like let's just say, okay, except for this guy. Oh yeah, because it's gonna be a check. Wait, let me remove this from here. Okay, you still cannot move here. Okay, you cannot do this with the king, with the brain in this case, because it's not a king. And now the secret can actually castle, okay? They can actually castle. Like, it's not castle as anymore, now it can castle. It's pretty funny because the brain can literally swap this with his own wings. But alright. So Brain changed it completely. There is no checkmate with that thing of, you know, making the checkmate with 1150 MP. There isn't the doomsday thing anymore. Now it's just change all of your rooks to become queens. That's what it does, okay? But as you can see, this is not like a common move anymore, because this sidestep here costs 3 MP, and you do not gain MP for getting taken anymore, because that was really OP for the Cthulhu, okay? There was a good nerf for the Cthulhu, okay? But anyway, and the brain can pretty much make one of these, like this zone here. If a pawn is in this zone, he is able to change this into a rook, and if the Cthulhu's pawn is in the enemy zone, like this whole thing, you can make it become a knight for 50 the MP. Enemy territory pawns a knight, and ally territory pawns a rook. You can already see here in the description. Now let's go back to the angels. So it doesn't matter if there is a square in front of the judge. The judge could change it completely. Like, it doesn't matter if there is something in the way, it will still be able to protect the 2 squares in front of it with the ally pieces. If there are ally pieces, of course. And literally cannot take it. That's the funny thing. And yeah, that's a new whole rebrand. I mean, I like Judge's new ability, but I didn't like the shield saver armor, like to protect about like any enemy pawn type units. I didn't really like this one. So let's quit here. Okay, so let's go to Dragons and Tikis. Now, Dragons and Tikis didn't really change it here. Tikis didn't really change it much. I don't even think that they need to just... I mean, the chimp pretty much changed it a lot. Now, if you have a piece here, you can... That's the only change of the Tikis. If there is a piece behind here, you can literally throw them like 2 squares at a distance, at the same range of the normal thing. It's pretty funny. Let's pay attention to these 2 squares right now. This. Of course that this is a passive leap, okay? It's not like, oh, it's a bullet, okay? But you know what I mean. The Drake and the Wyvern looks the same. Now Egg has a pretty much of a different sprite for the Egg, but that doesn't really matter. Because, I mean, do you know why that the Egg doesn't make a snake when he's captured anymore? You can even see the wall patch, like it's not a snake anymore, because there's another faction based on the snakes. And yeah, you can, and yeah, the head is now different of the pawn. You can, wait, can it en passant against this? It would be really funny. No, you can't. The en passant cannot be done against this. Okay, that's funny. But it can still be done like, and guys, oh, let me. But it can still be done like this, right? No, this, excuse me. It can still be done like this, right? No, you cannot. Okay, so you literally cannot en passant against the head. The head is literally immune to en passant. Okay, that's the only change that they had. Yetis literally didn't change it really anything, except for the Brood. Now it's pretty much half turn, in which is a little bit more. So, for example, in the other way, you could actually, in the other version, you could actually place it here, and it takes really long to just, and then you really have the chance to move, even if the Yeti is already moved. But now look at what happens when you move with this and they just do a normal move. It gets deleted. It gets eviscerated without even having the chance to say. You literally cannot place anything here in front of the Brood. Now it's just instantly destroyed. Okay. Now it's instantly destroyed. Of course, I didn't take here. I got behind instead. Now, that is really strong now, okay? And I like it. And there is another thing that changed in the Yetis. That now, let's go all the way back. Like, if you go against the king, do remember that this effect destroyed this and this. Yeah, now it can be used against the king, and it will be considered a check. Look at this. See? This is a check. This is a check. I mean, this was a check. Now it's not anymore because now the ability can be done against the king. But that's it. That's the only thing that was there. Okay, so now let's go to the mermaids. Okay, mermaids changed a lot, and now they're stronger than they ever have been. I'm gonna show you why. Blue factions, of course. I'm blue, abadi, abadi, of course. So here in this faction, mermaids versus scarabs, we have two blue factions. Coincidentally, two blue factions. So now it can literally create all the waters except on the landing square. It's pretty great. So let's go back to the start. So the shell pretty much changed it. Like, it doesn't have a real special ability because it have these three squares in front of them, and now it's just a common orthogonal form move. Like, that's it. It's just a common rook, except for this thing. Like, it just places 3 squares of water in front of it and more nothing. It's just a common orthogonal form, and I like this, okay, because we didn't really know what to put as an ability to shell, and I think this was a good thing. And the horse, of course, it stays the same. Now it has the swaps. I mean, it's the same as the old mermaids, except for the shell. But now look at the thing here that I wanted to mention. Look at this now. Now the mermaid's queen is now surround 2, which is pretty strong. I don't know if I should be concerned, but I do like the Kraken being like surround 2 because it was a little bit weak. I mean, it was considered slightly weak, but maybe this is just too strong because it can literally create water like everywhere it goes. But that's alright. And now the scarabs here. So we don't really need to show this right now. Let's go with scarabs versus vampires because vampires truly changed it a little bit. So the scarabs here pretty much have a pretty nice setup abilities, I mean, and they have some kind of synergy that I really like. Of course, I'm gonna. So you see, I moved a bishop piece, and look at what it can do. Like, it's all connected. Like, if I do a bishop move, the rook will be able to move like this on the next move, and it's also captured too. And if a rook moves, let me just wait for this first. I'm gonna this. Okay. Now I can use this ability. The new Banshee's ability is now taking a pawn and capturing an enemy piece that is like this. It's a cross attack, and you can choose either of the enemy pieces to take. Of course, there is only one to do. If there is nothing around, it's just gonna be a normal self-capture. So, of course, that it swaps square colors, which is pretty funny. So if you move a bishop type piece, the rook piece will be able to move diagonally, and if a rook piece moves, the knight will be able to move like this. As you can see, it can move like this. And if a knight moves, a knight type piece moves, it can now move like, oh yeah. So yeah, pretty weird thing here is that it doesn't see anything different here because it's blocked, okay? Because the lame 2.1 Leopard here is Shiangeki Knight to this side. Of course, it's completely blocked because there is these two pieces. So let me just remove them pretty quickly. Okay, it was supposed to be able to move like this. It was supposed to move like this. Wait, maybe this is a bug. Wait, let me just... Okay, now it works. Wait, why doesn't it work here? Wait, there's something that I'm not understanding here. Why am not be able to move like this? Is it gonna be... What? What is this? Oh my god. Oh my god. I cannot remove this arrow. Okay, let me go back. Yeah, the Banshee thing was the only change in the... So let's go to the Scarabs and Nagas, the two new factions here. I already showed Tengu. I really like the Scarabs music. Alright. So here's the thing. So the Stag, I'm just gonna enable all of the pieces. I'm gonna move all of the pieces here. So here's the thing. The Zang can move diagonally if in the next move if a bishop type moves. Of course, the ally one, not the enemy one. It will be just very messed up. And if a rook moves, it will now be able to move like this. And if an ally type moves, it will now be able to move. Oh my god, what the heck? There's something wrong here. I think this is a bug, guys. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Maybe it was supposed to go here. Okay. I'm not understanding why it is not being able to move like this. I just moved a knight thing. That's pretty weird. Okay, now it can. Okay. Okay, maybe they're... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. The reason why I can't really do this move, is it because it's like this instead of this? I literally thought it was Shingeki. Oh my god. Wait, let me... Oh my god, I literally cannot move here. Side lame. Oh my god. So you literally cannot move here because it's not Shengi like this. It's like this. Oh, that's why I wasn't being able to move like this earlier. Okay. 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 Now I understand. Okay. So yeah, it can move like this, but only at the end of the day. So yeah, this is blocking the way. But alright. And if you move the queen piece on the scarabs, now the king can be able to move like this, which is pretty powerful for endgames, as long as the queen doesn't get to be traded very early in the morning, of course. But nothing really happens to the queen if you move the king. I mean, it would be funny if that happened, but it doesn't. I mean, both Tengu and Scarabs are pretty simple propositions for the factions. Now let's go with the Nagas, okay? Oh my god. So the Nagas here are, like, in my opinion, the most different faction ever in this list. Because the Nagas can literally, I mean, look at this. This doesn't even have bishop or... It doesn't even have bishop or knight types. They literally doesn't, okay? Because the thing about this is that, look at this thing. The rook is boosting to be able to move this, do this kind of leap in the first move. Of course that it's a passive move, don't worry about it. I mean, oh my god, the Empress here is just so powerful. Like, it literally requires 2 captures to actually capture it. I mean, look at this. It doesn't die. And then after a little bit of reinforcement, now it can truly die. You have to try to capture it twice. Alright? It's very more complicated to deal with this. So let's go back here. And of course, the pawn in front of the Empress can literally do this, surround till no exception at all. And after it gets out of the thing, it can now be a normal pawn. It's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny thing. So, I mean, that's it. It's the only thing that changes here. Now, the one thing that the Empress can also do, like triple skills, it can literally move to either of these two squares passively. I mean, there is no exception at all. Move at two of these squares passively. Like, you can, like, if your Empress gets stuck somewhere, you can just go back here. And even if you, there is also another thing that you can like put the snake here, and all of these pawns will be able to do the same 4 leap, which is pretty powerful. That's it. The Nagas are just as like that, but still pretty complicated. And now fairies and aliens at the top of this list. So the only thing that truly changed here is the fact that the Sharon changed it completely. It's not like, and now the aliens are just much more simple. Let me show you why. Remember when Saucer took something and you had to defend yourself for the next turn? Let me just put the Sharon here. So let's say something like this. Now the thing is literally something immediate. Like now you can literally excuse me for a second. But let me go back. So if you I don't know, do something like this with the Saucer or something, like even if it's considered a check, so let's just go back here. So look at what it can do, okay? Like even if it's considered a check, which was a bug of the thing, it doesn't really do something. Look at this! Look at this! You can literally combine this and with this, of course, it's a combination, but I mean, the Saucer, you don't need to wait for the next turn to the Saucer to like move twice in the next turn anymore. Like, if you capture a piece in which is not a pawn of the Saucer, you can literally move another piece passively, which is pretty strong and much more simple than just being able to move 2 pieces differently at the next turn. Now, as you can see, ignoring the fact that I moved 3 pieces add-ons, the mech, if you move 1 square, it doesn't matter if it's a capture or a passive move, you will be able to move 3 squares passively with the mech, as you saw here. And the new ability of the Mushroom is to simply be able to take like checkers, like the frog does in the diagonal. Except that you can literally thread these 3 pieces to jump over them. Of course you cannot capture all of them at once, you can only capture 1 of them, or else it would be just too strong. But you get the thing. Like, if there is a piece here that I can capture right now, not right now because this guy is covering it. Like, if there is a piece here, I have 2 options: to either capture it normally, or to simply move this after I capture this. It's such a strong thing. Like, it's such a great thing, the Mushroom. Like, I love the new fairies now. I love fairies. Now, I personally love fairies. So let's play a few games against the computer with the new factions. Centaurs didn't change it much. Genius also didn't change it much. Let's play Tango. Versus, let me see, Angels. Tango versus Angels. Okay. So play here. Oh wait, I I'm playing against myself. I don't want that. I want to play against the computer. And in this new update, the computer is actually a little bit stronger, okay? I mean, it went from really bad to decent. I mean, a little decent. Okay. Okay. At least the coordinates are completely correct when you play against the computer and the board doesn't flip. As long as you don't have the flipped board, except for the online multiplayer, because online multiplayer will still have this issue. I love how it's just gonna copy my pawn moves. Oh, never mind, it didn't. I'm gonna spin this. You cannot move this pawn here. Wait, what? Oh, I can only capture... Oh! That's why it's not working. Okay. 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 Now I get it. Good thing it's defended by the queen instead of the pawn. Or else they would just be able to take it for free. I can't really do much about this because the pawn cannot take the shield. Because that's the ability of the shield. I actually don't know what to do here now. I'm gonna play this because, you know, this and this. Okay. Just gonna play here. Okay, he's probably gonna trade this to capture this other piece, I think. Okay. You can't really capture this because I'm gonna capture your thing, so... Sorry, you can't really do anything. So I'm just gonna castle here. Or is it gonna take one of your judge? You can't really do much about it. You have to move out. Oh my god, look at this. Angels really like protection here. I'm gonna move here. Okay, so if they move the judge out of the thread of the corner talon, I'm gonna have to move, yeah, exactly. Let me see. I mean, it's not really threatened because there is a queen here protecting from this. And if the throne captures first, I can just capture the pawn instead of my queen. That's a great thing. I'm just gonna move here. I gotta be careful with the shield, alright? Because this shield here is very nasty. Oh, look at this. Oh my god. The shield is nasty, bro. I actually want to trade this because the Kensei isn't really, I mean, something to... Oh, okay. Oh, you want to trade it like that? Okay, let's trade. I like this. I like this proposition. You cannot take back because I just... Oh, wait. You can actually take back. Okay, good for me. Okay. Fixing my pawn structure. Everything's alright. Okay, the Rooks doesn't really have a special ability, only against the king, which is pretty sad. Okay. I still have to play more games to really define if the tangos are strong, balanced or not. I still have to play a little bit more. But I do like tangos. I like tangos. It's fun to play. I personally like tangos. I can actually just sacrifice a pawn just to be able to swap like this to be something like this. Or I can just play this if I want to. Oh, of course. Okay, it's covered attack on my hawk. Oh, you really want to trade this, huh? You really want to trade? Yeah. Okay, let's trade. Okay, let's trade. I'm much better at pawn endgames than the computer. The match has computer at least, because... Oh god, okay. I literally thought I was gonna trade it, but I can't. I literally can't. Okay. Draw? No. Draw? Yes, draw. I'm gonna play this just to limit it a little bit of it. This computer here do not like threefold repetition. Like, you don't need to worry about it on either adventure mode or here, unless it's pretty much forced. Okay. See? I told you doing better than this computer at pawn endgames. He didn't even try to attack here. Okay. Just gonna go for this one. Ouch. Oh my god, what have I done? Oh, 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 oh my god, no, that's not good. That is absolutely not good. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, you can't really stop me. Yeah, you can't really stop me. You're just gonna keep checking me? I mean, you don't like repetition, do ya? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm just gonna take this, just to be more... Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Okay. Yeah, you cannot check me here. You absolutely can't. I don't know what to do here. I mean, I can't really promote to queen pieces. I think I know what I should do. Now I know what to do. Oh wait, I forgot that it doesn't like repetitions. Here? Oh, no, this? Oh, pretty smart. I made the iPhone. Oh god. I made the iPhone. Yeah, no thank you. Oh god, I could just have taken it instead of just trading this. Now it's just a dead draw. I mean, not really with this computer though. I mean, it's only went to be able to attack this one. Maybe you can corner him, something like this. Maybe something like this. It's just a dead draw. Okay, let's see if he... Okay, he doesn't go for repetition. I think they're just gonna win this game. It doesn't like repetition. At all. Even if it's to save himself. That's pretty hilarious. I mean, it can still be a draw because the pawn is on the H file. Should I move here or here? Because either way he's gonna pay. Let's see if he actually repeats the moves. It doesn't like to repeat moves. Oh, thank you for the win. This is literally a free win. Now I can just make a rook. Yeah man, GG. The bot just tried away because it doesn't like repetition. I have to be careful with this ability because the king cannot passively move here. Have to be really careful here. Good thing that it's an orthogonal form rook, or else it would just be doomed.